Welcome back. This is actually kind of the finale to what you guys have been experiencing with the Virginia Perique Gawith triptych that we're doing.
Mm-hmm.
This is St. James Flake by Samuel Gawith. And let's take a look at it.
All right, so this is Samuel Gawith's St. James Flake. It is a Virginia Perique, and as you can tell, I mean, when you get it out of the tin, it's going to be more along the lines of your typical Gawith rustic style flake. But with what we had, this is as good as a flake as you could get. Now, again, it is just Virginia Perique, um, and a lot like Handsome Flake, you have these darker areas, which I assume are some type of Perique and Red Virginia, and then these brighter parts are the Bright Virginia. Now, if we back it up here, again, we have Red Virginia, Bright Virginia, and Perique, and that's where those colors sort of line up. These lighter portions sort of lean towards this Bright Virginia, with these darker areas leaning towards the Perique and the Red Virginia.
All right, so another beautiful flake by Gawith and Company. Patrick, what'd you think about it?
I mean, it's just that typical, rustic looking flake that you come to expect from Samuel Gawith. Um, I'm lighting it up now, still sort of getting it to take the flame right now, but on first light, you can already tell that there's something different about this blend compared to Handsome Flake and Stonehenge. Um, it's almost, again, on this first light, everything feels a little bit more rounded. The Perique is back up a little bit from Stonehenge. I don't think it's as forward as Handsome, but that's probably better in this blend because it's sort of given more room for everything else. So this has Virginia and has Perique.
Mm-hmm.
Does it have any kind of topping
Uh, Not that I know of. I mean,
other
I
than
can't
just the
really.
Lakeland
It
essence?
might have some touch of Lakeland. It really doesn't, though. I think this is about as natural as you're going to get with a flake. It's just Virginia and Perique. I think GLPs had mentioned previously, and I'll just quote it again. I think I've said it before that there isn't really a tobacco that goes out that's manufactured in tin that doesn't have some sort of essence topping or something on it. And that's really for production rates because year to year, your blends are going to change crop to crop. Um, Based on what year the crop that they picked up is, it's going to have inconsistencies. It's not absolutely going to be the same leaf that they had originally blended. By putting in an essence or a topping on it, that's going to sort of hold some of that consistency from year to year.
Okay. Um, yeah, this one it's a little bit. Again, the Perique's lighter than Handsome Flake, but a little bit more there from Stonehenge. I definitely think with the absence of the burley, that definitely does make this a better blend. Because the Virginia, uh, there's some sweetness there, but I think I'm getting more of that grassiness than I, I don't remember there being much grassiness in Handsome Flake. And again, that was probably because the Perique was so heavy-handed, to my senses, it was. Yeah, really, the main difference I can tell between this and Handsome is that I think the proportions are different, and they probably lend more to a more well-rounded blend. I don't know. I sort of like the upfront pepperiness of Handsome Flake. Um, I don't know. I'll need to continue smoking on it to give you like a final thought. But right now, it's there's a reason why we did all these blends together, and they're all very similar to one another. Um, but they're definitely Stonehenge. I would have to say is the lesser of the three at this point in time. Um, I still am holding a pretty high regard on Handsome at the moment, but I'll let you sort of do a little bit more talking while I continue to piece this out.
So, pound for pound, St. James Flake is the best Virginia Perique that the Gawith Company produces. Even more so, Louisiana Flake for Gawith and Hogarth. This is a Samuel Gawith branded blend. I think that this is better, and there's a reason why I think I went with St. James is because I think the two are comparable, but St. James, in my opinion, edges it out. So I don't want to make too much of a broad comparison by throwing in Louisiana Flake. I just wanted this to be a triple play where it was Handsome, Stonehenge, and this because I think that those three have so much variation in them that I could still point to St. James without muddying the waters too much with Louisiana Flake.
Yeah.
My opinion, St. James edges it out. And this is not unheard of for me, at least, because Chocolate Flake, which is I think, Kendall Mayer blend under the Samuel Gawith name, is an inferior flake to Bob's Chocolate Flake, which is a Gawith and Hogarth blend. I prefer Bob's Chocolate hands down every single time because, I mean, not to say the Chocolate Flake isn't good, it's good. It's just, I mean, like, it's just not, there's no comparison between Bob's Chocolate and just Chocolate Flake. The same can be said for Louisiana Flake and St. James Flake. For whatever reason, St. James just knocks it out. I hands down pick it every single time. I don't even look for Louisiana Flake because it doesn't make sense. The same reason why I don't really buy Chocolate Flake by Samuel Gawith. I just don't like it as much. Not bad. Neither of them are bad. I'll smoke both of them. I've smoked both of them. But in my opinion, St. James really, really edges out Louisiana Flake. To say this, it knocks out Handsome Flake. It knocks out Stonehenge. This is the most rounded blend. It is pitch perfect. Definitely when compared with other ones, and it really holds its own against other vapor blends. This is like, to some people there's Elizabethan, to some people there's a Scudo. These are those. This is that for me. Between this and Fillmore by Pease, because I don't want to edge out Pease because I think he's still a great blender. But
Yeah.
between this and Fillmore, there really isn't a reason, in my opinion, to smoke any other vapors. There are tons of things that I like. I like Curly Block by Peter Heinrich. But, if I had to choose, I'm probably going to gravitate towards St. James or Fillmore. And, for Peter Heinrich, I would probably stick with Dark Strong. I think that he has the best, hands down, dark fired blend on the market. Better than anything that Orlick had come up with at that time. And there's his strong dark Kentucky or dark strong Kentucky.
Mm-hmm.
It's just better, and that's just my opinion on that. So I think that if you're going to go with that Peter Heinrich would be the winner. Just like in this case, I would pick St. James or Fillmore over any other vapor blend. I don't always run to vapor blends,
Yeah.
but they're always satisfying. And I smoke a lot. I'm not to say that like you shouldn't smoke any, but I mean, if you just ask me, if you had to pick a couple, what would you pick? St. James and Fillmore are always going to be in that at least top 5 for sure. I mean, definitely 1 and 2. It's kind of dependent on your mood. I think that Fillmore does more for me some days, and then St. James does more for me on other days. Sometimes the only problem I have with a Gawith blend, so this is Gawith, the Gawith Company, is that occasionally I might catch some tongue bite. And I don't know why that is. It's not all the time, but every once in a while. So if I'm like leery of that, if I don't want to deal with something like that, then I'll gravitate towards Fillmore. But yeah, St. James, pretty much amazing.
Yeah.
And I think that it's not robust in its Perique. It's not robust in its Virginia. It's just smooth, to the point. It's an all-day smoke. It's really enjoyable. It's something you can reach to and be like, this is consistently great.
Yeah. And I would say, now that I've had time to sort of piece it out, you would have to assume I'm thinking, I could be going out too far on a ledge here, but the Virginia in St. James Flake has got to be probably what Full Virginia Flake is.
Yeah, probably.
And so, because I'm getting a lot of Full Virginia Flake now that I've had time to sort of get past the Perique, and I think that is the difference maker. Now that I've sort of pieced this out, I think the big key between this and Handsome for me, there's less Perique here, but the Virginias are better in this blend than in Handsome Flake. I don't know. I don't know why that is, but these Virginias seem a lot more mellow and a lot more sort of sort of carrying the Perique along, and they just play better together, and I'm finding that enjoyable. I would still probably go to Handsome Flake on time to time. However, actually probably not. I would just go to Windjammer. Uh, but but this is this is nice. So sort of to pick you in or pick your brain a little bit more. When you're talking about you're going to go to this and you're going to go to Fillmore over things like Elizabethan or Orlick Golden Sliced or things like that, what what is it? What is it about these blends that just ring different to you?
I think that in the case of Fillmore is a little bit more robust, which I like, and I think that St. James is just richer than any other of the flakes in the market, and robust in terms of like Fillmore's is really strong. I just like the Virginia, and I definitely like the amount of Perique in Fillmore. But I think that the flavoring in St. James in terms of the tobacco is just richer. It's a richer blend, and I enjoy it more. I feel like the tobacco tastes are there, and everything's wonderful.
Okay. Uh, yeah, yeah, yeah. I'd have to agree that St. James is probably the superior of the three that we've had. Now, on a day-to-day rotational type thing, probably I would mix in Orlick. Granted, though, I don't remember Fillmore. That it's not fresh in my mind enough. Because I think we tried Fillmore and Telegraph Hill and Stratford all sort of at the same time. Sort of following along with Stuff and Things when he was hunting for his Elizabethan replacement. But I think, I don't know, I still think I would go to Orlick on occasion. I definitely don't think I may never go back to a Scudo because if I can get some hands on St. James, because I guess I'm still fatigued from that vapor medallion thing we did. And I don't know why, but I even like had some the other day, and I was just like, God, I don't care. But this is something's different. And it's not to knock because the tobaccos are great in Escudo.
They are. And the reason he's saying this is because he likes full Virginia flake.
Yeah, that's probably it.
I mean, I'm just going to say it for him. I hate to speak for you, but I know that's the reason.
Yeah.
Because this has like a lot of FVF vibe.
Yeah, and the thing about full Virginia flake is that I don't know, it's all I can say is it's great. There's a reason why people talk about full Virginia flake the way they do. Now, granted, for my personal rotation, I picked Dunhill flake more because it has a brighter taste to it, and it I don't know, it's easier to get. that's one thing.
Yeah, I mean but it's good.
It is good. So if you can, I think Gawith blends are going to become more available because I think they did something with Laudisi.
Their distributor is different now.
Yeah, so be on the lookout for some St. James flake if you haven't had it yet already. So,
they have been popping up regularly in different places.
Yeah. So, well, we hope you enjoyed this little Lakeland vapor thing that we've done. So, we hope to see you on the next video.
Thank you.